Queequeg, one of the most memorable and richly drawn characters in Herman Melville's Moby Dick, plays a crucial role in the narrative and embodies complex symbolic and cultural meanings. As a harpooner from a fictional South Sea island, Queequeg serves as a bridge between the familiar and the exotic, the rational and the mystical, and the civilized and the primitive. His presence in the novel provides a counterbalance to the obsessive intensity of Captain Ahab and the moral anxiety of Starbuck. Through Queequeg, Melville explores themes of friendship, cultural relativism, identity, mortality, and the shared humanity that transcends race, religion, and nationality. Role in the narrative. Narratively, Queequeg is first introduced in the early chapters of Moby Dick when Ishmael, the narrator, finds himself sharing a bed at the Spooter Inn with a tattooed stranger. This unconventional beginning to their friendship becomes a cornerstone of the novel's humanistic ethos. Despite Ishmael's initial fear and prejudice, he comes to admire and love Queequeg, referring to him as his brother and close companion. Their bond becomes a model of cross-cultural friendship and mutual respect, challenging the ethnocentric attitudes of the time. As a harpooner aboard the Pequod, Queequeg is vital to the ship's function and success in whaling. His skill, bravery, and calm demeanor under pressure earn him respect among the crew. Though not a central figure in the ship's hierarchy like Ahab or Starbuck, Queequeg exerts a quiet influence through his actions and presence. His stoic courage and quiet dignity provide a moral counterpoint to the madness and chaos that unfold during the voyage. One of Queequeg's most notable narrative contributions is the episode involving his coffin. When he falls gravely ill, he has a coffin built in anticipation of death. However, he recovers, and the coffin is later repurposed as a life buoy. In the final scenes of the novel, this same coffin becomes Ishmael's means of survival after the Pequod's destruction, allowing him to float and be rescued. In this way, Queequeg's presence is essential to both the emotional and literal survival of the protagonist. Symbolic significance. Symbolically, Queequeg represents the noble savage archetype, but also subverts it. He is often described in exoticized terms covered in tattoos, carrying a shrunken head, worshipping a wooden idol named Yojo. But Melville goes beyond caricature to develop a character of depth and moral substance. Queequeg's humanity, wisdom, and kindness challenge the assumptions of so-called civilized society. In contrast to the religious hypocrisy or rigid morality of some of the Christian characters, Queequeg embodies a natural spirituality grounded in action and integrity. His tattoos, far from mere signs of savagery, are described as hieroglyphs that could contain the secret of the universe. This suggests that Queequeg is a vessel of profound, albeit inscrutable knowledge, possibly closer to truth than those who claim enlightenment through Western doctrines. He becomes a symbol of mystery, interconnectedness, and the cosmic complexity of existence. Moreover, Queequeg's role as a harpooner positions him as a man of action and instinct, closely aligned with the natural world. He symbolizes a harmonious relationship with nature, in contrast to Ahab's antagonistic and destructive approach. Where Ahab seeks domination over the whale, Queequeg participates in the hunt as part of a necessary, albeit violent, ritual that sustains life and community. Broader implications. Queequeg's broader implications extend into social and political commentary. His friendship with Ishmael challenges 19th-century racial and cultural prejudices, suggesting a more inclusive and egalitarian vision of society. The deep affection and mutual respect between the two men implicitly critique the xenophobia and racism prevalent in Melville's time. In many ways, Queequeg stands as a rebuke to the ethnocentric values of Western imperialism, showing that wisdom, dignity, and courage are not confined to one culture or race. Furthermore, Queequeg represents the potential for spiritual and emotional kinship beyond conventional boundaries. His character advocates for cultural relativism, the idea that moral and cultural values are not absolute but relative to their context. Melville invites readers to consider that Queequeg's beliefs and practices, though alien to the dominant culture, are no less valid or meaningful. This stance was progressive for its time and remains powerful in a modern context marked by cultural pluralism. The episode of the coffin as a life-saving object also resonates on a symbolic level. It suggests transformation and rebirth, with Queequeg's anticipated death giving rise to Ishmael's salvation. The coffin becomes a symbol of the paradoxes of life and death, loss and survival, and the profound interdependence of human beings. It is fitting that Queequeg, who embodies acceptance of mortality and a calm readiness for the unknown, should be the unwitting source of rescue in the novel's final catastrophe. From a philosophical perspective, Queequeg also illustrates existential themes. He accepts the uncertainties of life with serenity, finding meaning in companionship, duty, and ritual rather than in abstract ideology or dogma. His pragmatic spirituality and unshakable composure underscore the novel's broader existential inquiries into the nature of being, fate, and human purpose. Conclusion. Queequeg is one of the most compelling figures in Moby Dick. He transcends stereotype to become a symbol of universal humanity. His role in the narrative is both functional and profoundly symbolic, grounding the novel's philosophical inquiries in lived experience and emotional truth. Through Queequeg, Melville critiques cultural arrogance, celebrates cross-cultural friendship, and explores themes of mortality, spirituality, and the human condition. Ultimately, Queequeg is a testament to the possibility of understanding and compassion across differences. His presence enriches the narrative and deepens its moral and emotional resonance. As the bearer of the coffin that saves Ishmael, Queequeg stands as a quiet savior, a figure who, though seemingly on the margins, is central to the novel's heart. In a world fraught with madness, obsession, and conflict, Queequeg offers a vision of dignity, courage, and enduring human connection.